Hey team, it's Brad. Welcome to tonight's webinar. Join us. You guys can join us in the chat if you're on. Let me know if I can help you guys in any way. Just feel free to ask questions because we're going to kind of do a roundtable tonight. But I want to cover two items. Actually, three items. So all the recognition is posted on the website. You guys are doing an awesome job. This is a great time of year. This is a time of year that you want to pour gas on the fire, and everything that's happening is. Everything is going to feed into leadership school, and then coming out of leadership school is going to feed into summer and roll you into National Success School. So a couple of items that I want to cover. First of all, we want to make it a team goal to recruit 120 new distributors in the next couple pay periods. Okay, our biggest period so far was we had 130, I think, in the very first period of the year, and then we've had 85, 84, and in this period we had 65. So now is the time to keep talking to people and start helping people earn rookie bonuses, get them to advisor, and then start getting them to rookie bonus. That's the first thing. So team goal, 120. I know you guys want to help people out, so let's help more people and get them started. Second thing is this. Especially right now, this is the start of a 2-week pay period. So you've got a 2-week pay period, and then a 3-week pay period, and then another 2-week pay period. Okay, so we all know what happens in a 3-week pay period. So right now, game plan, set your goals. The picture that Jordan posted today with Crystal Thurber from Crystal Thurber's page on what she did to guideline out what you need to do in order to achieve your next level. Map that out. Okay, map it out on your whiteboard because right now you have the opportunity to springboard yourself in the 3-week pay period to a new pin level. If you hit it this period, you can lock it in next period. It's a lot easier to lock it in on a 3-weeker. Okay, so but the thing is you got to start momentum now. We got to start doing things tonight, tomorrow, and Friday, so that you can set up your entire pay period, this pay period, and then also moving that into the 3-weeker. So if you have specific questions on that, Jordan and I are available to help you with that. Please let us know because we want to help you guys. And then the last thing is this. March 10th, so I believe that is Monday. So you've got through Monday, if you've hit silver, been paid at silver one time since January 7th of this year. Okay, if you've been paid at least at silver one time since January 7th of this year, you qualify for leadership school. I want to encourage you right now, please go buy your early bird ticket. You want to be at leadership school because you're going to get specific training based on the level that you're at. There's breakout sessions down there. They're going to teach to your level exactly what you need to be looking at. So this is how you grow your team. You want to get there so that you can come back and pour into your team and get the next wave of people to the next leadership school. Okay, so with that, those are the 3 things I wanted to cover. If there's any specific questions, please hit the chat box. Let's see. Oh, Amy said Tuesday. You're right. Amy Dudley said Tuesday. So we've got it's March 10th, so Tuesday. So you got a week basically to get people loaded up. If you've got questions on that specifically, let me know. So I've got 2 special guests tonight. We've got a couple of people. We're going to go to San Antonio, Texas first with Miss Rebecca Morrell. And I asked her to be on because she hit her first period of silver last night. She's smiling from ear to ear. She's pretty jacked up right now. I love it. So, Rebecca, why don't you just share your story because you've got an amazing journey with your weight and you've got an amazing journey with your business so far. You got an interesting background. There's things you can and can't do. So I want you to kind of pour into these guys and just share from your heart. So go ahead, Rebecca. You there?
I am. Hi, guys. So basically, April of 2013, I started on product. I was at a point in my life where I was an exhausted mom of 3, drinking a pot of coffee a day, couldn't get energized. Decided from my girlfriend to try the product, hop on product. 24 days, lost 18 pounds, 2 sizes. To date, with product, I am down 54 pounds and 12 sizes. The significance for that for me is in all, since my 3rd child, who will be 3 in June, I'm down 94 pounds from a size 22 to a size 8. And it's significant because, again, like Brad said, there's things that I can and cannot do. I am active duty military. I'm a physical therapist. For 2 years, I was passed over for promotion because my weight was unofficially my issue. And what AdvoCare did for me is it pinned me major February 1st of this year. March of 2014, my husband and I decided that we were going to build a house. And of course, in starting product, I never had any intention of doing the business at all. I just wanted a discount, loved the product, never wanted to pay full price again. Amy kept calling me, and she would check in on me, and Brad's emails would send me back to calling Amy to find out who Brad was, because I never talked to him. Who is this guy that's sending me these emails? So that would start the conversations again, and in March she reached out and said, hey, just trying to see how things are going, make sure everything's going good on product. Did you know that if you just spent, I think it was $100 more, I could lock in a 25% discount? Of course, greater discount, great thing. Then she asked the question, has anything changed in your life? Would an extra $500 make a difference? Well, when we just found out that our mortgage payment was going to be around $3,000 a month, yeah, $500 was going to make a huge difference. Not only that, $1,500 was going to pay for my kids' tuition. My kids go to a private school. And so I said, what do we do? And we talked, and basically I got to advise her as quick as I could. And my first paycheck was $76. Then, of course, I was sick at the time and texted her in the middle of the night and said, hey, I'm eligible for rookie bonus, aren't I? And 6 weeks later, I earned a $500 rookie bonus. That paycheck from AdvoCare was $1,100. January of this year, AdvoCare paid my husband and I $1,079. And I say my husband and I because in January, my husband attended AdvoNation with me. He did not go to Success School in August. And my husband caught the vision. And so now I can say that my husband is doing this with me. And because I have an amazing mentor who has poured into me and has paid it forward, I have poured into my team, and because Carol, one of my good friends, has been persistent and consistent, and we got her first, not only team member, her first distributor, but her first distributor went to advisor, and those two are what qualified me for silver.
That's awesome. So Rebecca, will you share, just I guess, how has it been worth it? Has it been worth it because you've been involved now, been to a few events? Has it been worth it? And dealing with what you have to, the parameters of your job, what you can and can't do. Just share a little bit about that.
So the parameters are what I can and cannot do. I legally cannot talk to my soldiers about anything that I'm doing. I cannot promote the product with anybody that is of rank, either in my chain of command or outside of my chain of command. It's, I can't go around in uniform and talk to people about AdvoCare because it might give the perception that the government sponsors it, and the government doesn't sponsor anybody. So I'm in my uniform all the time, in going to work, coming from work. My cell phone is full of contacts that I cannot call and talk about AdvoCare, but I've made it work. I found a way, and I have a big old huge AdvoCare sticker on the back of my minivan because they don't own that. The government owns me, but they don't own that. My biggest before and after picture are in my uniform. You can see my before and after picture and kind of go, okay, well, you were only 4 months after you had your last baby. I had my uniform since May of 13, taken in 32 inches. And yes, it is worth it. Not everybody knows what the pay is for the military, but I pinned major. And what major means is it's $1,200 extra a month. That's what I needed from AdvoCare. But why is it worth it? Because the amazing people, the amazing relationships, the positivity that just flows out of people. You know, surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. Surround yourself with the people that make you feel good. Amy has the life I want. I want to be a soccer mom. I don't want to be married to my job. Listen to what people are saying, because you never know who's going to speak to you. I sat at Success School in August and was in tears when Ashley Peebles gave her story, because her husband was going down range because he had to. And it's very emotional. I'm sorry, Brad. Being in the military is a paycheck right now for me. It's not why I joined in the first place. And if the government tells me that I have to leave my 3 kids and my husband to go down range, I have to. I don't have that option. AdvoCare is my option. And in 5 years I will leave. And AdvoCare will be my family. Sorry.
No, that's awesome. That's what we want right there. The real, the raw, the emotion makes it real. I mean, that's what brings it home for people, because every single person watching this right now and that will watch the replay knows somebody in their life exactly like you. Okay? I've never had it quite put that way, to hear that you want to be a soccer mom. That's pretty awesome. I love that. Like, I want to be a soccer mom. So I love it. You know what? Because you saw something that you wanted, because Amy represents the brand through her actions and who she is. And that's what's so cool about when you get into AdvoCare. You know, as you become more of an example, you attract people just purely because of that example. They're like, I want what you have. I don't exactly know what that is or how to get it, but I'm ready and willing to do this. So thank you for sharing. I definitely appreciate it, because you have an amazing story. Your product story alone, guys, if you haven't seen her pictures, and I mean, she has to send them to me in a private text message, because you can't send them because it's in government uniform and all that. It's amazing, but her pictures are incredible. So someday you guys will see them. Thanks, Rebecca.
You're welcome, Brad.
Here we go. Hey, if you guys have questions too, Rebecca, stay on, because we'll just do a roundtable with you and Brady at the end. But Brady, is your wife there too?
Yeah, she's here.
All right. I want to see Jenny's smiling face on there too. I don't want you to just be this face on this, because this is the great thing about this, guys. Brady and Jenny, you guys, everybody wants to know what's the secret sauce, what's Brady doing. They have a special cheese that he ate up in Wisconsin, and that's why they're building a business so fast, or something like that, okay? Well, the best part of this is they just got back from No Limits last night. They were in the first round of classes. The next round is today. So I want them to share what they learned and what your biggest takeaway was. But I want to hear from what your biggest takeaway was, Brady, and I want to hear what your wife's biggest takeaway from your wife. So Jenny, you're not going to get out of this now that I know you're standing right next to you.
Yeah, she's coming.
Okay. I know. Okay. So guys, Brady and Jenny just hit first period of gold last night. They missed 3-star gold by $20 in override in their third leg. So they've got a team that is really starting to flesh out. But Brady, go ahead. I'm going to turn it over to you. Just say what's on your heart, what you guys learned at No Limits, what it was like to go down there and kind of see the inner workings of the company.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing short of amazing, truly. One thing that hit with me, it's like AdvoCare. It almost seems like it's too good to be true, but it isn't. So going down there, seeing the facility, the corporate headquarters, the distribution center, and meeting the corporate staff, which I got to meet a couple of them at AdvoNation in Des Moines, but just the people, and that's what life is all about, is people. And if you can get yourself around the right people, it's everything to me. So yeah, we got there late on Sunday, and you can have a seat here. So yeah, we got there late on Sunday. Got there early. Monday morning, I think it started right at, I don't know what it was, 8 o'clock or 8:30. So we got there, and immediately got, they just started pouring into us, and I just can't give enough credit to the people, the people of AdvoCare. I guess that's really what it was for me. It was just, and Rebecca said it too. It's just the people are so uplifting, positive, They just, and not just the corporate people. I mean, Brad, you've been, instrumental in not just helping me with, building AdvoCare, but I, really feel like pouring into me as a person and just, becoming a better me. So, Jenny, what do you think?
What I took away from it is that I can't hide behind Brady anymore. But if we want to go and build this even bigger, I've got to step out of my comfort zone and start being a part of it more. So,
Jenny, are you out of your comfort zone right now, being live on a webcam?
Brad, you know me well, yeah.
I love it.
You could only read lips when she was standing over there across the room, Brad.
But you know what? I talked to 3 people today. I talked to one. I just got the phone with one of our, with Haley, as a matter of fact, who's having some problems. And, I just feel like I kind of got some inspiration that I can step up and be the leader I need to be.
It's awesome. And guys, I want them both to be on here because this is very common where one spouse sees AdvoCare and takes it and runs, and the other one is like, whoa, wait a second here, what are we getting into type of thing. And, I told Brady this a while back. I said, your wife reminds me of Gloria Hadachek. And I said, she dug her feet in for about the first year, and then all of a sudden she became the quiet voice that is more powerful than her husband because she is quiet, so when she does speak, people are like, whoa, she's like got strong with me right there. And, that's the power of a couple seeing it together. That's why I know I'm grateful for AdvoCare. When they invite somebody to No Limits, they expect and almost demand that you come as a couple because they want you guys to see it together, and because they know what it does, whether it still is, like in our personal situation where I'm still probably 85% of the face of our business, even though Jordan does a lot of things behind the scenes and does a few three-way calls here and there. Just with our situation, she takes care and keeps our household on track so that I can go do what I need to do with AdvoCare. Okay, so we know our roles, and your roles might change over a couple of years depending on how old your kids are. Like with Rebecca, job situation. Okay, same thing with Brady and Jenny, job situation, where you're at with kids. It's just there's different phases of life, and you just learn to fit AdvoCare in the way it is. So, I don't know. You guys have anything else to add, Brady and Jenny? I mean, that was awesome. I'm glad you guys shared because I wanted you to get both perspectives because you both have, 2 different personalities for sure. But just like you said, I like that. I can't hide behind Brady anymore.
I mean, we could go on, for hours about, how, content and all the, different ways that they poured into us down there.
Well, Brady could.
Yeah, I could for sure. But, just a few key things for, people out there to, try to take away from the webinar tonight. Like the number one thing that, all the different presenters stressed was, you got to work on you first. If you really want to lead a team, you have to be a leader, and, one thing that really resonated with me, like the number one enemy in building an AdvoCare business is you. And I believe that to be 100% true. So that was one really big thing, is work on you. And the second thing is, just who can we talk to next? Not just, who do we know, but, who do you know? So it's just a who do you know business and who do they know. And, the fact of the matter is the more people you can talk to and share AdvoCare with, the more that I guess it can build, and, you can help more people, and it's just an amazing thing.
That's great. Jenny, you want to add one more thing? I know you do. I know you're itchy. You just can't even stand it right there.
Well, the only thing I can say is that and you've told me this a million times, the power of one, but the power of two is huge. And I know I can, I know I can do this, so I'm excited actually. More than more than ever now, but
She's excited more than she was, and I'm just plain jacked up. So that's a good thing.
we're gonna do this.
It is a good thing, and you guys have every attribute that it takes to build this. You literally, Brady, you said it. The only thing that's stopping you guys is you. And you know what? You guys can take this as big or as small as you want to be. That's what's great about it, and you truly have that capability that even if maybe you're watching this right now and it's not something that maybe you're not in a position or you don't feel like you're that person, okay? And it comes through personal development. I'm going to tell you right now, when I started AdvoCare, I thought I knew a lot more than I did, okay? And I had a big ego, and I had to come through a lot of personal development to be able to be the person that people wanted to be around. Because there was a while that people didn't really want to be around me. I could recruit them, but then they would never hear from them again because they just signed up to get me off their back. So, you know, one thing I will say, I'll just end it with this. Actually, is there any? Actually, we're gonna open it up. I love it. Amy goes, "Buckle up for Destin. This Sapphire will rock it out." You know, I love it. So, if you guys, do you guys have anybody who's watching? If you have a question for Rebecca or Brady and Jenny, any of them, post it up. And then if not, I'll just finish up. I'll say something that was kind of eye-opening for me. I probably heard it 100 times from Ron Reynolds, but
Brad, my chat bar is not coming up, so you might have to tell me if there's a question for me.
yeah, I said I have it open. I don't see anything right now. Haley says, "Let's go to work." So
let's do it.
Let's build some Duluth Superior rock and roll.
We're working hard with Haley on our rookie bonus, so we're ready to rock it out.
Good. Good. Guys, this is about if we help Jordan and R's goal. My goal is to really help as many people as possible of our advisors earn rookie bonuses. So I'm talking like if we can get 50% of the people on our team that go advisor to earn a rookie bonus, you guys watch what happens to your team, not just us, but your team, because that will set the pace, and it'll move from a goal or a target to an expectation that this is just what this is just what we do. You know, this is what we do. We get people to advisor, and we help them earn money right away, and it becomes an expectation, and pretty soon your whole team just becomes on that. Brady, can you guys see? Actually, this would be good for either one of you because geographic, they might do things different down in Texas. Kyle Sitter is asking, what's the best method for bringing up AdvoCare in a casual situation, and what's a good transition? Rebecca, go first.
So if it's somebody that I haven't talked to in a while, I've been connecting a lot with people back home through Facebook. I really don't talk to many of my high school friends at all. But once I can get them on the phone, of course, they've seen AdvoCare, they've seen my before and after pictures. But once I get them on the phone, I'll just start talking. They'll be like, "Hey, guess what? I'm earning an extra paycheck. I love it. Less than 6 hours a week. This is what I'm doing. Hey, let's meet up. When are you coming down to meet me?" And just try and change the conversation. Or just looking for listening mostly to just find out any key things that they say, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out at work, I just want to go home," or "I couldn't get up this morning," and why? What's going on? And just listening, and that's what happened with Carol, honestly. We just were talking about work. We'd been working on a project for about 4 years, and we started talking about the kids to change the subject because we were at a standstill, and I just, "Oh yeah, I started a home business." I've lost like 35 pounds. She's like, what? That night she was trying to get on the phone with Amy and we couldn't make it work. So I did a call with her that night and Amy talked to her the next night and she was signed up and an advisor in 3 weeks. Just play around. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, just be like, hey, you know what? I completely just blew it. I want you to hear it the right way. I don't know what I'm doing. I need you to talk to my friend.
Perfect. That's one way. Brady, how do you do it?
So, perfect example. I had 2 people call me today. I mean, they certainly didn't call me about AdvoCare. The first one called me, to ask if I had any racing equipment, left that I was selling. So, talked a little bit about that, and so back to Kyle's question, the transition. I started asking him questions, and just building a relationship basically, but asking the right questions, and then I mean really don't make it any harder than it needs to be. It's easy. So and just convince yourself of that. So hey, can I share my story with you real quick? Oh yeah, sure. So shared my story with him. Asked him what part of it might interest him, and just went from there. The second guy, the same thing. Called me. He's got a youth wrestler like we do. Our little guy's 10, and he called to ask some wrestling questions, and same thing. Asked him a few questions and told him, hey, Jamie, you know what? You were on my mind here this week. Can I share my story with you real quick? Oh yeah, sure. So you just make it easy. It's simple, and just ask him a few questions and ask if you can share your story. I can't think of anybody who you've got a lukewarm even relationship with that would say, no, I don't want to hear your story. So just don't make it any harder than it needs to be. It's simple. Jenny?
Actually, I used it twice today. I just said, man, I'm just so excited about this past weekend. I've got something to tell you. I think that it might help you. And one was a girl I work with. Her car broke down and she had to get towed yesterday, and she didn't have $100 to pay for it. And I said, I think I've got something that's going to help you. I've been thinking about you. And then another one is, a lady at Rowan's dance class. I know that she's struggling with her weight, and I said, hey, I think I've got something to give you energy. I think we can do this. I've been thinking about you, and that's what I used twice today.
That's awesome. There you get the different personalities right there. Okay, so Jenny just says, hey, I've been thinking about you. Brady would never be thinking about someone. Okay, I'm just joking. But you guys see right there, like, he is determined. He had 2 people call him about race stuff. He knows that they're gonna hear about AdvoCare whether they want to hear about it or not. Okay, that's the best thing about these guys, right? Jenny has a little softer approach, so you have to figure out what works for your personality too. Okay, I'm probably more like Brady. I'm gonna find a way to bring AdvoCare into the conversation no matter what before we walk out of there. And that could be the difference between a female and a male, but it's more so personality-wise. So find out what works for you and go for it. Kelly says, what's your story? I'm assuming you're asking Brady and Jenny. I don't know. Is it Kelly Kennedy? Not sure who's on.
I don't know how to tell.
Just share you guys' story quick.
Sure, Jen, you want to go first?
Well, yeah. You started first.
You have Jenny go first? No, I mean, I would love to go first. That's where I like being. So, yeah, so basically, I took my 10-year-old to a youth wrestling tournament the very end of April in 2014, and there was an independent distributor there. They had a booth. I'd never met this man in my life, and went and talked to him. He had a 24-day challenge poster on his table, Jumpstart Weight Loss Program, and I was overweight, and, down on energy, and at the same time, if anybody knows anything about wrestling, you have to be very lean. So I was demanding my son to eat clean, exercise, and here I was, not exercising, overweight, basically, eating like a pig. So jumped on it. You know, I was being a hypocrite, and I was not comfortable with it. So 30. This is going to be more than 30 seconds. Anyway, so jumped on, lost 7 pounds, 2.5 inches from my waist. Felt, you know, way better. Had energy. Actually wanted to exercise. Stayed on products. 4 months, lost 40 pounds and 7 inches from my waist. So that's my product story. I'll just quickly, you know, jump into the other half of AdvoCare, which is the opportunity. And fell in love with the products. You know, felt the need to just share them with everybody that I could. The month of September, which was the first month we became intentional about sharing AdvoCare, recruited 20 new distributors. You know, over about the first 6 weeks, we earned $5,745. Was, you know, really jacked up about that because I knew my racing career was coming to an end, and I just feel like God put AdvoCare in my path at the right time, and you know, we capitalized on it. So what all that early recruiting did and massive action was it launched us up into the kids on the coast. You know, Jenny and I and our kids are just so excited and blessed to be going on a trip paid for by AdvoCare, and you know, just my level of excitement is, you know, through the roof. So.
Are they sitting there with you guys? Or are they in bed?
No, they would be, but no, we made them go to bed. But no, every morning the first thing they do when they wake up, Dad, Mom, where are we at in Kids on the Coast? So we definitely, you know, it was motivation for us to keep pushing hard and you know, keep trying to find as many people to help as we could.
Kyle's question.
Yeah.
How do you guys find to get in touch with people? Well, you just got to put yourself around people for one thing, and you know, make lists of people, anybody you can think of who, I mean, make a phone call, reach out. Just like, you know, Jenny said, hey, you know, I was thinking about you. You know, this might be for you. It might not be. It's a phone call. I mean, they say no. Sounds good, man. Nice talking to you. Find another one to talk to.
And don't do it by text.
Yep.
But I mean, the most helpful thing is just, you know, you got to be around people. You know, it helps to be around people.
Great. Any other questions on the sidebar over there?
Hey, Brad, I got an answer about the finding time.
Go for it.
So with 3 kids being active duty, my husband works full time, and I basically sat down and said, Rich, what can we afford to spend time on? And because you have to have your priorities straight. And when I first started this, AdvoCare and work were above my kids, and they're not anymore. So my kids know Tuesday evenings after work, my car is parked in Panera Bread parking lot because I have free Wi-Fi. And I have my list, and I make my phone calls in my car before I come home, because when I come home, I'm there, not AdvoCare's. And if we have 4 hours on a Tuesday night, we have 4 hours. I'll do 3-way calls as long as I make sure my husband doesn't have anything scheduled with the kids, or I haven't promised the kids something. But my team's been very, very good at giving me some options that their prospects have so that I can squeeze them in. And also making sure that my mixers are well planned out. Because of qualification last night, I texted Amy this morning when she asked me my plan. So I've got 2 mixers on Saturday, 1 on Wednesday, or 1 on Monday, 1 on Wednesday, and 2 next Saturday already. So next week on spring break, I will be doing AdvoCare, but my kids know why. You have to plan it, and you have to make the time. You have to write it down. You have to have a list.
I would agree. You guys know better than I do because your kids are older. But even what's amazing is, I'll tell you this: if you're watching this and you do not have kids yet, and it's in your plans at some point, build AdvoCare while you don't have kids. Okay? Because we've gotten to a certain level before we started having kids. But I can tell you right now, it does get challenging because you're working around kids and you're working around, and we don't even have them in any sports yet. Okay? But I will tell you this. So Bonham is our oldest. He's almost 4. He already is starting to understand. He goes, Daddy, why you got to take a phone call? Okay, he asks that a lot. Daddy, why you got to take a phone call? Why you got to go to another meeting? And you know what? He's already starting to understand because we went to Utah skiing with Jordan's family. You know, we just tell him, hey, Daddy's got to do a meeting because there's sometimes where Daddy's going to have to leave because if you want to do fun stuff, these meetings are what allow us to be able to do fun stuff. Okay? And he doesn't know really anything more than that right now because honestly, we're home more than 95% of the parents out there. Okay? And they don't know any different, you know, because the kids spell love T-I-M-E. It has nothing to do with anything else. They spell love T-I-M-E. They just want time. So if you're only home an hour a day, they want you there 2 hours a day. If you're there 5 hours a day, they want you there 7 hours a day. And if you're there 8 hours a day, they want you there 10 hours a day. And I can tell you this, at some point you're going to want a break from your own kids. Okay? Because there's days where I'm like, I got to go do an AdvoCare meeting because I've been home too long. Okay? So there's a balance, but you'll figure that out. But that's, yeah, there you go. Amy's saying it right now. Don't use time as an excuse. If your purpose is strong enough, you will find the time. And, yeah, Kyle's got a baby coming June 12th. Yeah, you got to move fast, man, because it's about, that will change everything, okay? Because until I had Bonham, I had people tell me, hey, it's gonna change when you have kids, and you just don't understand that especially as a man, you just don't understand that until you're holding that baby in your arms. You're like, holy cow! And now I have to really get responsible. Okay, so I don't know. That's what I have to say about that. This is the final thing I wanted to close with because you know we had an opportunity this last weekend to have Ron Reynolds come to Vision Quest, and Ron was gracious enough to come in on Friday afternoon, and we ended up doing literally within a 12-hour notice an impromptu meeting at our house on Friday night. So we had a small group of about 15 people at our house, and we had about 250 people in the room on Saturday. And if you've never heard Ron Reynolds outside of Success School, okay, it's worth it to drive 6 to 8 hours to hear him talk for 2 hours on life, okay? Because he isn't talking mechanics of AdvoCare and how to do AdvoCare. He's talking about life, and he's helping you get your mind wrapped around the mindset that it's going to take. He's like, if you think you're going to try AdvoCare for 90 days, he goes, AdvoCare is going to try you. What he's saying is right out of the gate, if you're not committed to 3 to 5 years with AdvoCare, he goes, you might as well not even start because 90 days isn't enough to get it going. You know, you can go gangbusters really fast, and then there's going to be a settling point because any great vision is always going to be tested by obstacles, okay, whether stuff happens, okay, life happens. So I was just going to cover a couple nuggets because he said it in different ways multiple times between Friday and Saturday, and when Ron gets a common thread going, I always make note of that because that's something that I probably need to hear a lot. He's like, this becomes a confrontation between you and you. This becomes a confrontation between you and you, right? Because we always want to blame somebody else. Okay, that's a habit in our society. That's a societal norm. Okay, that you have to bust through. It's not anybody else's fault. We're the creators of our own problems and our own solutions and our own destiny. Okay. We, in conjunction with your creator, God, okay, but you have to decide what you want out of your life. You know, it's not your boss's job, it's not your mom and dad's job, it's not your sister or your brother's job, it's not your kids' job. You are the creator of your life. But he said a couple of things that really, really clicked with me. One thing was he hates the term rich, okay? So wealth versus rich. Rich, very dependent on the person, okay? Rich is getting the money out of the way so you can finally stop pretending to be someone you are not. What price will you pay to get it? Okay, because everything requires a price. The pain of discipline to do it, the pain of regret. Everything, there's a price. There's a price to pay. And you're either going to pay now in the form of delayed gratification. Okay, it's gonna, or you're gonna pay later because you chose to do something instant gratification now. Okay, watch a basketball game, go to dart league. I'm not saying never have fun, but what I'm saying is, if American Idol is stealing away your destiny, okay, you're allowing that to happen. So you're gonna pay now or you're gonna pay later. Okay. And then the last thing that I'll leave you with, because he said this, and this is so powerful. This is a combination. He said it on Friday and he said it on Saturday. He goes, when somebody comes up to me and says, Ron, I need some help. I can't do a mixer. And he goes, you know what? My response used to be I'd try to teach him how to do the mechanics of a mixer and this and that and the other. And he goes, you know what? That has nothing to do with it. Standing up, talking through a Impact magazine or the DVD, it has nothing to do with it, right? So when somebody says, hey, Ron, I can't do a mixer, this is his response. I know. And they look at him like, what? And they go, what do you mean? He goes, I know. You just told me you can't do a mixer, so I know you can't do a mixer, right? And so what his point is this. He goes, when somebody comes up and tells me that, okay, she can't do mixers because her why is weak. He can't do three-way calls. He can't do three-way calls because his why is weak. It has nothing to do with the mechanics of getting somebody on the phone or sitting in front of a room talking about AdvoCare. Okay, because when your why is so strong, it doesn't matter. You will figure it out. Okay, you will draw a line in the sand and you will cross it and you'll say, I'm going to figure this out. But the other thing that goes in hand with this, on Saturday he said, you got people that come up and they're like, I need to know more information about the products. I need to know more product information so I can talk to these people. And he says, no, you don't need more information on products. He goes, you need to know more about you. So pull out a full-length mirror and stand in front of it and have a confrontation with you. How about that? I don't have anything else to say on that. It was just if you have an opportunity to hear Ron Reynolds, get in the car and drive and load your car up, because you'll be answering questions the whole way home. Okay? Thanks, guys. Brady and Jenny, Rebecca, all the way from Wisconsin and Texas. So we got Texas barbecue and the cheese.
Right next to each other.
Yeah.
What's that?
We're right next to each other on that little screen right there.
Isn't that great? Technology is fantastic, isn't it?
And we were actually on the phone with each other about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Exactly.
Isn't that great?
Right.
So, guys, I appreciate you jumping on tonight. Everybody that joined us, thank these guys for pouring into us, and we'll see you very soon. Oh, by the way, I will say this. Joe Hadachek was going to jump on tonight. He had an emergency come up with his mom. He's got some health issues. They had to take her to the hospital tonight. So he will be with us on a training here soon. And I've got a couple other things lined up that, stay tuned. We're going to do a bunch of more live training type this and probably more roundtable discussions with some diamonds. So with that, guys, have a great night. God bless. Let us know what we can do to help you, especially if you're going to earn a rookie bonus or go for a new pin. We want to know about it here in the next 2 hours if you're going to watch this and let me know. So thanks. Have a good night.